Are you going bald, almost bald, trying to hide being bald or going bald, or maybe you're fully bald? Wherever you are, if you feel any insecurity whatsoever about that, or maybe about another physical appearance change that's not your hair, but something else, watch this video because I want to share some powerful stuff that's going to help free you so you can be your full confident self, regardless if you have hair or not or anything else, because you are awesome. So stay tuned, watch this episode. Welcome to another episode of The Art of Extraordinary Confidence. I'm your host, Dr. Aziz, and this is the show for you if you want to maximize your confidence in every area of your life, including how you feel around others based on your appearance. So subscribe if you're enjoying this and you want to watch more and you want to stay updates on all the newest videos we have. Here's the thing. Baldness. You know, this is something that's near and dear to my heart because my grandpa was bald as a cue ball by the age he was 29, I think. And I have a couple cousins that are baldish. And my hair is thinning. You can't see it in this video. Maybe if I went like this, you can see it in the lights. But it's like bit by bit, you know. I don't know what the rate of hair loss is going to be. But it's happening. It's inevitable. And here's the thing. It is my responsibility to sustain high confidence even as I lose my hair. And it is your responsibility to sustain high confidence even as you lose your hair, or it's already gone, or anything else that's changing in your body. Because here's the thing. We have absorbed so many toxic messages about, I'm going to keep it to bald because this video is about, but you know, if you're not going bald, you replace it with weight, your shape. If you're a woman, oh my God, there's so many messages about exactly how you should look. But of us men too, right? There's so many messages, direct and indirect, and people are teased and made fun of and ridiculed and called terrible names in the media for how they look. And bald is one of them. So when I started noticing I was going bald, I felt waves of fear. Oh God. Oh no, it's happening, right? And here's what my mind said that meant. It meant that I was going to be less attractive. People would take me less seriously. They wouldn't like or respect me as much. I'd be lower value in the eyes of everyone. Now, I was already married. I'm already married. So if I was single, I'd be freaking out even more. Like, oh my God, no woman could ever find a man who's bald attractive. But the funny thing is my mind still had all this, I had all this fear. My mind had to come up with what's the threat? I mean, is Candace going to leave me because I'm bald or not find me attractive? It didn't seem that way. I didn't really buy that. But no one's going to watch my videos on YouTube. People aren't going to want to train or work with you or have you as a coach. You're going to lose in your friendships and professional career because you're bald. That's what my mind was saying. It's absurd. But maybe it doesn't feel that absurd to you. It's absurd to me. Maybe you're like, yeah, no, that's right. And women yes, they're not going to want to date me. I have evidence. I have evidence, Aziz. And here's the thing. You can always find evidence for that. But guess what? It's not because you're bald that they don't want to date you. It's because you think that they don't want to date you because you're bald. Is that worth saying again? It's not whether you're bald or you're short or whatever your thing is that you think is the reason. It's not because of that. That woman doesn't want to date you or those people don't respect you or they make fun of you or they don't hire you or they don't want to promote you, whatever it is. It's not because of your hair or lack of it. It's because you think this or lack of it makes me unworthy and then you act all fucking weird because of it, right? You shut down, you get quiet, you're tense, you're nervous, you try to hide it, you try to pretend like I'm okay, but really I'm sorry, I'm so messed up. And that is what makes someone less attracted to you. That is what makes them not want to promote you to a leader. That is what makes someone not even want to buy from you if you're in sales. Because people are drawn to confidence. People are drawn to people who own themselves, who love themselves, who show up as themselves, regardless of whatever the fuck they look like. This is who I am. I remember when I was first started noticing balding, I was anxious, feeling really distraught about it, and I was going to the internet, And I thought, oh, there's like these topical things you can put on, but I was like, do they really work? I don't know. And there was chemicals in them. And then there's these pills you can take. Propecia is one of the name brands, I think. I remember seeing ads when I was a kid of a guy like going like this in the mirror, like, oh, I'm such a loser. It's like, buy this pill. It will make you a non-loser with hair. So I remember seeing those when I was a kid, and it must have worked because I still remember the name as an adult. So I started looking into it, and I was like, man, I don't know. It's like, is it going to mess with my testosterone levels? Is it safe? Do I need to take another chemical into my body? And I was really struggling with it. And I went to see a mentor of mine who is just really an amazing man, super solid, especially he's developed, we can develop areas of our life, our social skills, our relationships, our business and our finances, and our spiritual life. This guy has developed his spiritual life amazingly. I mean, he's just, and he's not like weird, woo-woo, I don't know, out there. He's just super grounded. He does a lot of, he's Native American ceremonies and that sort of thing. He's just really grounded, really down to earth, really humble, and just sees life in a really liberating way. So I went to go see him. And I said, Chris, I told him the whole thing, and here's the thing. He is bald. I don't know, he's been bald for years. Very tall, attractive man, but bald. And so I thought, well, how does he handle it? He has a wife. He's an amazing guy. I look up to him. People think he's attractive and amazing. So what was his secret? So I went to him. I said, Chris, I told him my whole story. And he said, well, so you're taking this pill, and you think the pill is to solve a problem up here. But really, you're taking the pill to solve a problem down here. And you can't see in the video, but he pointed down to his stomach. And he's like, it's this sense of, it's a feeling, it's an uncomfortable feeling in your body that you're taking the pill to solve. And I said, wow, you're right, I am. And then he said, you're here and you're expressing yourself. You have this purpose in the world that's emerging, and it's how you show up and who you relate to and what you do. And part of that purpose is your appearance. This is who you're meant to be in the world, what you're meant to look like. And you might, question if you alter that, does that in some way alter the potency and the power of what you're here to do and your full manifestation of yourself? And I thought, wow, this guy's good. And it really impacted me. And it stuck with me that was a couple of years ago that I had that conversation with him. And it really stuck with me. And I want to share that with you because it was powerfully liberating for me. And I think it can be powerfully liberating for you. And there's one other thing I want to share with you. I made a commitment to myself that I would try to keep these videos down to 5 minutes because the average viewer, maybe or maybe not you, I don't know, watches for about 5 minutes and then stops. So I was like, I got to condense my ideas into 5 minutes. But this one's so important and so valuable, I'm going to keep going. We're already over the 5 minutes. If you stopped, I'm sorry. Keep watching if this is valuable for you. Because I'm here not to conform to our hyper attention problem, scan the internet brains, but I'm here to provide you life-transforming information that you can use in your life for free. Because my mission here is to liberate us all. So here's the last thing I want to share with you about this. It is your responsibility to sustain your confidence as your body changes, as you get older, as you get bald, anything that happens. And here's why. Because those messages that we got from society are so toxic. One of the most common ones is that we shouldn't age. If you pay attention to media, how people comment on people aging, advertisements, the message is if you get old and if you have wrinkles and this changes and that changes, you are gross, unworthy. And then by the time people get much older, a common joke is like, oh, I don't want to see that old person. Oh, they're having sex and they're old. That's disgusting. And everyone's like, yeah, I know. I hope I don't get old. Right? And it's like, it's crazy. It's this weird collective craziness, and it's not human, and it's not healthy. So we have to take a stand and say, you know what? I don't give a shit if the media says or someone says that that's not okay. That's, of course, I'm a human. That's what happens. It's almost like it's the most common thing in the world. Like, oh my God, you're bald? Yeah. That's what happens. That's the hair. It all went out. Is there a problem with that? right? So if you can be totally okay with that happening in you, then everything's going to change. I remember there's a guy who's in my mastermind group who's working with this. And he's working on his dating life, and he's like, you know, he like tries to fix his hair and comb it and make sure he's hiding as best as he can, or getting it to look as good as it can. And he's worried that if he doesn't, that a woman's not going to be attracted to him. And I said, here's the thing. If you get your hair perfect, right? And then you go up to her, but you're kind of nervous about your hair, and then she glances up as she's talking to you and like looks at your hair real quick. Maybe just your eyes are just moving, but you're like, oh crap, she noticed. And you have all that going on. That is going to make her less attracted to you than if you're just like, your hair's freaking bald, it's crazy. It's totally obvious that you're bald. And you're just like, hey, how's it going? What's your name? And you're comfortable, you're warm, you're attentive to her. It doesn't matter. None of that will matter, because it's about how you make her feel. And there are thousands of people that you could find that are bald in your own life, celebrities, authors, public figures, that are extremely well liked, influential, in great relationships, sought after, sought as beautiful and sexy, powerful. It has nothing to do with what's in our hair, on our head. It's all about in here. So, thank you for sticking with me to the end of this video. Share your comments below. What's working for you? What have you found? How are you applying this with your own hair or any other insecurity about your appearance? Because it's all the same stuff, and it all doesn't matter when we get this handled, the inner part handled. All the things that you want can come your way, regardless of whatever your personal insecurity is, baldness or otherwise. So, till we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome. I'll talk to you soon.